Welcome to Lecture 1, where I'll teach you the first step in order to deliver your content. So for the ease of teaching you this content, let's assume that your topic is on wellness and you have created an acronym called HEALTH, H-E-A-L-T-H, in order to deliver your content. The first step in this section, you'll apply to the letter H. Now in teaching you this, I'm going to show you both techniques of how to deliver this content in a small boardroom business type talk, a small audience of say 50 people. And I'm also going to share techniques with you of how to deliver this content if you've got a much larger audience, like your public engagements of more than 50, even 100 people and more. Let's first deal with a small business audience. The first step, the S stands for share. You're sharing what that H stands for. So in my instance, if we are using this example, the H stands for habit. And that's it. You just share what the H stands for. But if you are delivering this in a big stage, you'll want to spice this information. And what I mean by that, you want to tease out and drag out this information. How do you do this? You first will walk onto your right-hand side of the stage, where you'll remember that this is the pain side of the stage, and you'll talk about the pain of not having this H in your framework. You use lots of softening words like perhaps, possibly, maybe. And so it sounds something like this. Potentially, if you do not have this element in this framework, it'll be very difficult for you to enjoy the comforts of your life. Possibly, if you do not have this first element, it might be difficult for you to achieve discipline with your fitness regimes. Maybe if you do not have this first element in this framework, it'll be harder for you to achieve your diet goals. So what I've done there is use lots of softening words, perhaps, maybe, potentially, to talk about the first element in this framework without actually telling you what this is. Now remember that this is a technique for your larger stage. And why this usually works for your larger stage is because you are engaging your audience, because they're having to guess what it is that you are saying. After you do that, you would walk onto your left-hand side of the stage where you talk about the gain of achieving this. And so this sounds something like, picture what it will feel like being able to achieve your goals because you have this first element. What if, because you achieve this, you are able to transform your body in a way that people come up to you and ask you, what is it that you have achieved? And after you have done that, then you move on to the middle of the stage and you will reveal what that H stands for. And in this instance, the H stands for habit. So you see, this is a big stage type technique where you spice that information, you tease out that information. You don't reveal what that H stands for immediately. And by doing that, you engage your audience on that level. So in summary for this lecture, the S can either stand for share if you're dealing with a small audience, or it can stand for spice if you're dealing with a much larger audience. If you're sharing, you'll just reveal the point immediately, and if you're spicing, you'll want to drag out and tease out that information by using softening words, talking about the pain of where the audience is if they do not achieve that element in your framework, and also the gain of what they could achieve using lots of descriptive, visually appealing words once they achieve that. And you'll reveal that point in the center of the stage. This completes this first part of 4 parts of sharing the content in your framework. Let's now move on to lecture 2 in this section, where I'll teach you how to transform your audience's thinking, which is step 2 in delivering your content. I'll see you on that lecture.